Baby.
We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we been
Y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here.
Black versus the Board of Education.
'Cause we came here, rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we came here, rid of us now. And you know that we don't ever go, 'cause we been here.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Black versus the Board of Education. My name is Miss Laureen, and I'm the captain of the ship. And as always, I like to let you know who's joining us for the conversation today. But before we do that, y'all, I am jet lagged. I flew in from not New York. Look, I just thought I was in New York. I flew in from DC yesterday, and so I am just kind of trying to get my bearings. There is a lot going on. It is 9/29, which means we're at the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think you will enjoy this conversation because we're going to be delving into that with the cast of a spectacular new play. But before we get to the world premiere of their new play, I want you to know who's in the building. So I'm going to start with this gentleman right here, and then we will go to Melissa and then to our in-studio guests.
How you doing? My name is Fox.
Is that your name?
That is my name.
Okay. Well, his name is Fox.
Mental Health Awareness Month is almost over, so you ain't got to ask no more.
Why? Wait, what just happened?
Now y'all better pay attention all year long.
Oh my goodness. Mr. Sir,
Let you go to the guests.
I'm going to you.
Oh, hey.
I said in here first. Y'all, listen, this
We were
is the
trying to
problem.
listen.
Y'all are affecting my mental health because you're not listening. And I don't know if this is a man thing or what. However,
Mental health.
I got my
You can't say
sisters in the building.
Wait, whoa.
So let's just go to you. Can you just introduce yourself?
My name is Daniel. Happy to be here.
And I'm glad to see you right here.
I'm James. Just as happy to be here.
Okay, James. And on screen, joining us from her campus is whom?
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I'm a sophomore at UC Berkeley.
So my Berkeley baby is in here. And we are just so excited because we have a new play coming to town. And it says world premiere. That sounds like it's real big. That sounds real big to me. And so without further ado, I want to put the eyes on the cast because they are in the studio with us today. And I will start with the one we know. And you will take time introducing everybody that you brought with you. So go ahead and go.
Okay. Hey, everybody, y'all know Steph B, one of the board members for BYLP and for Reason 55. I'm excited to be here today.
Don't get too excited yet.
Yes.
Don't
I'm jazzed, sis.
Okay.
I'm back on the stage again, and this is only the second time this year, so I'm excited about this role. I'm gonna have fun. And
okay, we still don't know what you're talking about, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and we're gonna leave it to the director to tell us what this is about since you didn't do it. So we're gonna go to my sister right here with the headphones, and then we're gonna get everybody else. Is that all right? Can you introduce yourself? Because she is my new friend. Because she came bearing gifts, and I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. So pull that closer to you so we can hear you.
Is this good?
Yes, ma'am. And go
Perfect.
ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name is Tosh. I play Emily in the play.
Okay.
You need to know some more information.
I need to know all about it, but like I said, we're gonna let the director tell us all about the play. But while we're getting introductions, why don't y'all just come on and scoot on up? We're gonna start with my new friend Malik, who he had a problem telling me what he plays because it's
Controversial. Plot twist.
A little bit.
It's complex.
But yes, my name is Malik, and I play Ryan.
Okay, he plays Ryan now because before he was looking at me like he was confused. So that's Ryan, y'all. And then right here,
my name is Abby, and I play Kate.
Abby plays Kate.
Okay.
And then right next to Kate,
My name's Kenny. I'm the director.
Kenny is the director. Now, Kenny, tell me a little bit about this play. What is this about? What are we going to get into if we come and see it?
So the show is called A, and simple letter because it's been in development for 13 years now. I'm sorry, it's been in development for almost 13 years now.
Okay.
And so I decided to simply call it A through all different workshop versions because it's a real easy tagline. It's everybody has an A.
Okay.
Now, whether it be an addiction, a need to love, to be, be a people pleaser or whatnot. So just plain and simple, it's everybody has an A. And because a lot of it does have to do with like addictions, mental health, and just, life in general. We go by, learn how to manage your A's before the A manages you.
And that's heavy. That's heavy, right? Because we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. And the issue is, you're right, everybody does have an A, but does everybody know how to identify their A?
Right.
And that's, I think, is where the confusion or the complexities come in. And
if you see our show, there will be no confusion anymore because we break it down for you very well.
Kenny said they're gonna break it down, drop it.
Nice.
Okay. And so when you were coming up with this, you said it's been in development for about 13 years. Why now? What happened that we're finally at the point where we're ready to premiere this for the world?
I think it's because it's where I wanted to be. When I first started it was more of like it was winning awards for something that was fun, but it wasn't heavy on what I wanted to be. And then just over the course of this, a little over a decade, through the workshop versions in different parts of the world and stuff like that, it kind of morphed to what, we're ready to go. Like we even, we're just doing some last minute tweaks this summer over it. We had like a little workshop version in downtown Sacramento for the premiere.
You said what?
He said tweaks.
So was it total revamp or were
there were a couple
tweaks
things we revamped once I got to know the cast a little bit, so they would be presented in a
lot of workshops.
Way.
A lot of workshops.
Okay. So you guys have spent quite a lot of time together, and so in that would you say that Emily is embodied by Tosh, or do you think she's more suitable for a different role?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
asking me. Or
you the director?
So I actually think the role's perfect for Tosh.
Okay.
We met her, and when we brought her on board, it was a situation. I don't know if you guys ever done theater. There's always in theater, there's one role that you just cannot get cast properly, whether it's a 3-man show or a 70 crew show.
Okay.
And in this case, it was Emily. We had gone through several different variations and stuff of it during the workshop, and we met her. She was able to engulf because it showed that she had an understanding of the character. So like I was saying, is that when you come, you're going to, it's breaking down because yes, we talk about sex, drugs, and alcohol, then the normal addictions that people can easily look away from and be like, you know what? I don't do drugs, so this doesn't apply to me.
Right.
But we break it down in a way that she plays the technology addict. She is on her phone 24/7. And it's like, who cannot relate to that? We have
I can relate.
Right. Right. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because we do use it for work and all that all the time now, but when you cross that line into like now you are more not what it's supposed to be for and more on that addict territory. And that's what she brings to life with the character of Emily as she's trying to work out her job and her relationship in the show.
Okay. All right. And so when you found Steph, because he's quite the loud voice, and he kind of keeps it.
I don't know if I'm loud.
No. Your voice is very show stopping. I'll say that. So how did you come
show stopping?
How did you come across this gentleman right here?
Through a casting call.
Okay.
So a casting call and he applied, and again is another one of those no-brainers. That was on the other end where everybody wanted to be this character because it was intriguing on the character he plays. And he beat out probably about, I'd say 20-25 people, no matter.
Wow. Look at you.
And everyone the character of Judas.
The crazy
Judas.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Judas is
snap.
And the funny thing,
I have my own personal Judas, but we won't go there. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Everybody got a personal Judas?
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is,
Melissa wants me to cut it out. Look at her.
Look at me. It was the director from the previous show I was in that recommended that I audition for this.
Oh, fantastic.
And she sent me a text and she's like, hey, there's a role here I think you would be perfect for. You should audition. And we had talked about this. I was kind of done for the year. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I sent in an audition tape just on the fluke. And to be candid, I initially auditioned for Malik's role.
No, you didn't. Not the role formerly known as.
Without actually
no, you didn't.
Reading the full disclosure, which I won't reveal. But after Kenny called me, we're sitting, he's like, yeah, man, I love your audition tape, da-da-da, da-da-da. He's like, so you're good with, and I was like, Wait, what?
I know what it is.
Well, I'll tell you. Look, there's. We can disclose that, right? Yeah. So it's a nude scene, and when
Two of them.
Now you want to go watch it,
okay,
huh?
two of them.
Now you want to go watch it. Got a fan.
Anyway.
So when Kenny goes, "Hey, so you're good with the nudity, right?" I was like, "Whoa, wait."
Bet is not going for that.
Yep,
Your
Betty
wife
was
is,
like,
hell no.
Wait a minute, player. Wait, what? You gonna what? Because initially I was like contemplating. And
Lord have mercy.
for the arts,
For the art.
Very
the art.
artistic
Yeah.
and what it represents with the show. It's like how we've dived into it, but even the character ended up in, like, it shows what we've done at the workshop version. So his character started as a joke in the play years ago, where it's gonna be a couple of lines where basically, I was like, okay, how can we lighten the mood for a moment, bring in something funny about, just random mental health.
Yeah.
But then as we started diving into the character, we realized, like, okay, wait a minute.
It was like, this dude is funny.
Yeah, this dude is super funny, and because he presents the thoughts of what everyone actually thinks versus what we need to be thinking throughout the show.
Are we still talking about Malik's character?
No, we're talking about mine.
Are we talking about Joe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, the one that doesn't.
I'm those thoughts that you have enough courtesy not to say out loud. I say them out loud.
So you to not filter.
Yeah.
Non-filtered.
We're gonna bring you in on a couple of my phone calls. There's some things I can't say that I need to.
You need an anger translator.
Yeah, but Malik and I actually have a couple good exchanges early on.
I got a question for you guys in the form of what you were talking about. I've been to a couple plays. Some were good, some weren't. But what I did hear in them was other people that knew people said, man, he just transformed into a completely different person. And then when I hear you say we take on these roles, what is it that makes you unique in taking on the roles that, because even for you said you had to cast over 25 people for this person to take it on. How are you embodying something that is not you? That person isn't you, but I understand this person enough to represent this person in a manner where I don't feel like I'm disrespecting my personal morals or my personal goals.
Good question.
And who's going to answer that one?
That would be the artist formerly known as
Malik.
That was a very good question. Multiple parts. Can you start with what you said at first? Right? How do we take on a role?
Yeah, when you look at it, like he said, I didn't look at it, but I was like, oh, that's not me. How are you looking at something saying, I'm going to portray it? Not in a movie screen. Plays are so much more personal because you're right there in front of the live audience. There's no stop, take. They're going to catch you right there if you slip. And you're embodying somebody that's not you to say that this is me and doing it the justice that you do it when you put it to stage. Sometimes that means you have to be willing to embarrass yourself. But I respect your guys' craft and your art. I just don't know how it is you do it.
Okay. So how I kind of took on the role of Ryan was, one, like all the workshops and character developments, although they were long and tedious, they were very necessary. Right. So it was like reading through this character and working with the director, providing that context. Okay, who is this character? How does he feel right now? What is he supposed to feel in this scene? And then what I want the audience to feel, what I want them to think. Right. It's not just how do I feel about it? Because I struggle with that a little bit. I was like, I didn't like that line, didn't like that. What does this blocking do? I'm trying to figure out blocking before I even read the whole script. But
can you translate that for us who are not?
So the blocking, the instructions, right? What am I doing physically with my body? So not what I'm saying, but blocking as in how am I moving on stage?
Not your natural physical response.
So where am I going? How am I doing this, etc. So figuring out that, and then just the understanding of it, just getting the context of Ryan, and then as far as, I guess you're saying, like, how do I disassociate myself from Ryan? That's a bit of a struggle. That's hard for me.
Well, I don't know that we disassociate ourselves. I think at least in every character I've played, there's been a piece of Stefan in there someplace. So I think for me, it's a broadening of who I actually am and presenting things that I may necessarily not in Stefan's presence in the world may not show the rest of the world, but as a character, I get to play. I get to be a kid and do stuff that Stefan because as in his professional role,
right,
you don't get to do, but on stage, oh man, I get to cut loose.
Wow.
I got another personal question for y'all.
Can you hold it and let's go to Melissa, because she says she's question ready, and we don't want to keep her out of the conversation. We want to add her to the conversation.
Sorry, Fox. But my question is for the director. I love theater. I love performance arts. I love being on stage. And so my question is, why theater? Oh, can you not hear me?
Hold on. He's going to put on the headphones.
Okay, sorry.
So ask it again.
Sorry, one more time,
Okay,
please.
so my question is, why theater specifically? Why do you think art is the way to bring the topics that you are discussing to the forefront? Why art specifically?
Well, that's a no-brainer because, as Fox was saying, it brings something different to the film. Like in life, when you do something.
Can you hear him? Because
I can hear him.
Okay.
So like in life, when you do something good, bad, whatever, there's no takesy backsies, right?
Right.
You got to make sure it looks like exactly what was supposed to happen in any given moment. And so, especially with a topic like this, with mental health and just addiction and just finding yourself in a way, because there's truth to that and all, is theater's the way to go, at least for now with it, because it shows people that real life connection. And whatnot, because when you see something in film that's, even if it's not heavy, if it's a comedy, like how many times we walk away thinking like, oh, well, that's funny because they practiced it 5,000 times or, 10 days straight before filming it or whatever the case may be. Yeah, we're rehearsing now throughout the summer for this world premiere, but in essence, you're still going to see real life raw emotion every day when you come see theater, whether it be this show or another show, because you never know what's going on that day before those actors go on stage. And while we try like everything to isolate ourselves, sometimes your day carries over. And that's why when you start looking at these respectable actors that everybody can agree upon, people like Denzel Washington, Meryl Streep, when you listen to the interviews, they're talking about, they give props to their days or theater. They go back and do Broadway. Like Denzel just got done doing Othello for 3 months in Broadway, New York, because they know that there's a certain type of craft that can only be honed when you are in the moment on the live stage. And I think with something like it's the way to experience it, because since we do have these pinpoints in there that aren't just the norms, you'll be able to relate to them a lot better than just, like hiding behind the camera, and kind of like what Fox was saying earlier too, about the, you're right there. That's why I prefer to direct theater 9 times out of 10. I think I have only done like 2 film and probably close to 20, 25 shows in theater over my career, is because I always want the audience to be there and be part of it and feel something. I believe they're there to do that, whether they want to or not. Because if people were super scared and didn't want to be, they could sit behind, a screen at home in their comfort of their own home and stuff like that.
Mr. Daniel?
Yes. All right. So I like that. So for me, what is the perspective now about what you guys deliver about mental health, addiction? What is your perspective on it individually?
Or another way to ask that is, you came in with a certain ideal of what mental health was. Did it change after being involved in this project?
Yes. She is fighting these headphones. She is fighting these things.
Hey,
It's the hair.
Knock it off.
So
I respect the sister. I know what time it is. I ain't trying to, but she got to go somewhere after this.
Rehearsal.
She got to make that girl look good.
I definitely want to answer that question.
I saw that.
But I want to elaborate on Fox's question too. I feel like it kind of parallels. So I think with Tosh and Emily, I had to really develop like, who is Emily? Is Emily similar to Tosh, or is she a little bit different? So by reading the entire script, I think Malik mentioned that. So reading through the entire script, just kind of getting a sense of the character and seeing like what parts of her may be similar to me and maybe what parts are different. And then that's where acting comes in. So it's like, how can I portray Emily as this addict and bring out my personality in it and just make Emily come alive? I think it can be really hard to disconnect, not necessarily disassociate, but have a little bit of fun.
I just learned that word. I just learned that one.
So disassociating, not disconnecting, right? But I want to be able to connect to the emotion. I want to be able to connect to the music, because plays, it's all about music too. So I'm trying to, is this something Emily would listen to? Is this how Emily would dress? Is this how she would communicate? So that goes back into like the character development as well. I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, that's kind of my process.
Is this your last campaign to change one of your songs?
Oh yeah. Okay. I've talked to Kenny several times about, this isn't something Emily would be listening to. Can we like change the song? And he keeps saying no. So he's the director. I got to listen to it. Going back to mental health, I am a mental health therapist.
Nice.
And so I remember when I was auditioning for this role, that's what drew me to this role, actually, because I think it's very important to help with educating the community about mental health, right? A lot of stigma and everything kind of comes about, especially in the Black community.
Right.
And so I think like, I don't know, in terms of mental health, in order to take care of my mental health too, I see my own therapist. I have to. There are different things that have come out in the play that have risen to where I'm like, ooh, I didn't even realize that may be happening. Is everything okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Mr. James, I hear an echo
There's an
coming
echo.
through. I don't know if it's on somebody's phone or if one of the iPads is up, the volume is up.
It might be the iPad.
Okay. We need to turn that down because I'm getting some echo coming back. Mr. James, you have a question?
Yes. Speaking of the community, speaking about the Black community, like, there's been conversations about mental health and addiction that still being taboo. How do you think this play disrupts that silence? And if y'all can name just one thing that you would want families and their friends to just take away from this conversation? I know you said in the beginning that there's a whole bunch of like addictions and mental health, you want to raise awareness, but if there's one thing that you would want them to go home with, especially in these communities that are impacted, what would that be from each of you?
I would say that there is strength in vulnerability.
For sure.
Talk about it.
Did I say something?
For sure.
You want to talk about that a little bit more?
Oh no,
he had to take a drink on that one.
Yeah, we'll bounce back to that.
Water on that one.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
For me, it's just, to not be ashamed of who you are and know that we can help each other in our journeys. Because that's one thing that's constant in the show as well, is just, no matter what you're facing, whatever your A is, that, that there's support somewhere. And if there's not, let's find out how to get you support so that you can be that person you want to be in that journey.
Okay. Anyone else?
Abby?
That was a good one.
I'd say what I've taken from it, or I'd hope people take from it, is everybody's going through the same things. So we really shouldn't be terrified to talk to each other and be vulnerable to each other, because we really are truly never alone in our struggles.
Nice. I hear that.
And who's the youngest on your cast?
Oh, the youngest?
Yeah.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said before, I'm a director. I don't do things half-seas.
Okay.
So she is one of our teenagers in the show, but the other one, that's her counterpart, is an actual teenager that has lived through some of the topics that.
Wait, she's not an actual teenager?
No.
You look like a baby. Okay.
Very true.
All right. And so, being one of the younger ones on the cast, right? How do you think they received you coming into, the fold of things? Because you guys have been around each other for a long time. Do you think that they parent you, or do you think that they see you more as an equal? Be honest. Don't. I saw that. I saw that.
That's my buddy.
Okay. Okay. So, so Steph wants to be bossy. I saw that look.
No. Wait. I'm
I don't know.
I'm gonna let her answer.
Come on, Abby.
I'm gonna let Abby answer.
I'm gonna let her answer the question that was given to her.
And Abby, stay focused on me. Yeah, don't look over there. Stay focused on me. Tell me about your interactions with your cast.
The cast has been very welcoming.
That's so nice.
Yeah. There may be a particular person that not saying names. I jumped around with a bit more.
Because we're closer in age mentally.
There was no name, sir. There was no name, sir. Couldn't help it. Couldn't help it.
So do you think though that you are respected on the same level as your other castmates when being in their company?
Yeah, I mean, important part of theater is professionalism, especially among your cast. I haven't run into any difficulties with them, and it's just the thing of I think this play specifically, it's like we're playing these characters and we might not have the same issues as them, but we all want to tell this story.
Okay.
So I think that's something that's at the forefront of our minds.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
You had your question and I put you on ice. Do you remember what it was?
It's a great segment for what's going on right now. My question was in the form of mental health. And when I heard you talking about how you was putting the play together, you said the A's. I identify A's as triggers. And as you guys are building your character, things come out when you start to identify triggers. Do you find in your character somebody who helps you with your personal triggers? Meaning, when you say stuff like, it's hard to detach from this character. In my personal life, you done brought this guy home, and will they respond to a question to protect you on your personal life with your particular triggers? Triggers is a big thing in the community, you know what I mean? And not just with mental health awareness month, personally within selves. How does that happen? And for you personally, how was you identifying those triggers?
Well, for one, there are a few, well, more than a few snippets, but some dialogue in the show and in several characters that is me personally, just life experiences even prior, before this concept of the show came on. And so one thing I've always believed in as a director is, as Abigail was saying too, is that there's a professionalism, but you also have to trust each other. Right. So I believe in the concept of family. And so I always try to do a couple of things where it's less about the play and more about building that friendship and that trust and that relationship, whatever it may look like. So with this show, I've been really trying to focus in on that so we can help each other with our triggers and different things. And at least from my perspective, I can't speak on everyone, I think it's working, because even like a week ago, I'm Mr. Anxious. I have several anxiety attacks, and I had one, and I had some of the cast come out and just kind of walk me through it as I step out and kind of, get back to normal, because they cared. It wasn't a case of, oh, well, we're just going to go do whatever, whatever. Like they noticed what was going on and they wanted to be a part of the solution.
Gotcha. Miss Melissa.
Related to what you were just saying about, relying on your cast and how kind of emotional it can get because of the topics that this deals with that are often stigmatized. How did you guys prepare yourselves emotionally and mentally to kind of step into these roles?
I'm sorry. I just heard the last part of the question. I was getting the earphones back. Can you repeat the first part, please?
Yeah. So because of the heavy and stigmatized topics that the play deals with, how do you guys mentally and emotionally prepare yourselves to step into the roles?
So is that a everybody question? Or is
whoever can hear me can answer the question.
How do you prepare yourself for doing these and stigmatized and stuff like that?
Put the earphone like this.
Yeah, I can dive into that one, Melissa, because I am arguably the the originator or the original mental health individual in history, and apparently I haven't done the work in order to heal, and I'm trying to drag everybody else to where I am. It takes a lot in preparation to walk into that. I think that's the easier part. It's just being. Ooh, can I curse?
I mean, you live and they gonna hear you because I'm not
I don't
beeping
want
out.
to do that. Then I'm a jerk. I am like righteously a jerk.
Like in real life.
In the play.
Oh, I'm like, I haven't met that person.
No,
he just
you
brings
don't
that person
need
out
to,
of
but I
the
can go
play
to a
sometimes.
school board with you.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
That person does exist, but like I said earlier about the part that you don't normally show to the public. So I think flipping that on, walking into rehearsal is easier than flipping it off. Turning that back off and then cleansing is the only term I think for me is the only term I have for cleansing myself on the way home. I have a couple different methods. One is I literally turn my Christian music on. I turn to God, I pray, and I also speed.
Oh,
hey, I'm being honest.
Oh my gosh.
But not recklessly. But and I so
we do not condone speeding.
No, we don't condone speeding.
Terrible.
But so any of you chippies that are on the 5 freeway, but then I also sit and I sit with myself and just analyze who I am, what I'm actually feeling, and what the impetus for it is, and whether it's actually me or if it was the character I was playing. And then I disassociate myself from that emotion because it's not me. It was what I was assuming in order to play the role.
Mr. Daniel?
Well, two things. So one, I want to say thank you for putting it out there that as a mental health therapist that you also seek therapy, right? And just what the big brother just spoke right now about having to go through this gauntlet of detachment or getting rid of the character, right? That's heavy because you do bring some of yourself into the character and then you absorb some of the character within yourself, right? So with that, that's heavy. I thank you for that. Now, what do you guys hope for the audience, the friends and families of addicts or mental health participants? What do you hope that they take away from this play in general?
I would say the realization that there's no strangers in this world, only mirrors, right? Like I can look at you, you can share what you've gone through, and I can relate to that in some way.
Facts.
Right? Maybe I can't say I've been in your shoes, but I can relate to some degree. So I think just recognizing that alone can help people to talk about it more, right? Because you're not just talking to a stranger, you're not just talking to someone who might not understand, right? It's another mirror there. It's another reflection of you in some way.
Facts. I like that.
Josh, how do you use your profession to, like, say Kenny was talking about going through an anxiety attack, during, I guess it was during rehearsal or somewhere. Yeah. How do you use your profession to assist your castmates in the processes they're going through to detach or to be able to put on this, I don't like to call it a show, but I guess it's a show, put on this show for the audience consumption? How do you use your profession to aid your castmates?
She throws tennis balls at us.
Ooh. Wait, and then she came up with a ball. Wait a minute.
Does the method work? That's all.
I don't know. I want my cast members to answer that because maybe they have some observations about me and what I brought because I came in pretty late in the game. Like he mentioned, like there were different Emilys before me, but I've heard things that they've said about like, me showing up and how I show up and things like that and how beneficial it is. But from my perspective, how I just come in with a positive attitude for the most part. Like I'm a naturally positive person anyways. Like I come and check in. How's everybody doing? I'm very goofy, I've been told. So I come in playful.
Why you look at me?
I come in playful. It's like kind of like Steph mentioned, like it's fun. Like acting is fun. Like I wanted to have like a career, of course, in mental health, something I went to school with, but also something fun that I enjoy doing too. So when I come in a character, I'm not there like, this is work. I'm like, this is really fun. Like, what are we going to do today?
Nice.
And so talking about like, when I observe different things about like castmates, I just ask them how they're doing. If I do see someone away for too long, I will go and check on them and see like, do you need anything? You need some water? I try to have good boundaries though. I try not to like keep my mental health hat on because I'm not in my therapist role when I'm in the play. I'm also I'm playing Emily. So I'm in my acting roles, but I am still intuitive and I try to just check in like, how are you doing? Need some space? Malik did a really great, it was like almost, what would you call it, Steph? Like, it wasn't team building, but he used like one of our meetings to like just kind of facilitate like a group therapy session, if you will, with the cast. And I thought he did a great job because he's literally not a mental health therapist, but the way that he, helped bring out, because it's long hours.
I love the
right?
guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's quiet, he's quiet until he gets to know you.
Yeah. But it's like
I was gonna say something, but I changed my mind.
No, come on, get in there, Malik.
Continue.
But it's it's very long hours, and so with the long hours on top of coming from our first job, it can be really difficult. But I think that check-in I feel like was really helpful. Like I've only been a part of the play for about a month and they've been here since June, so I'm kind of like a new person coming in.
Okay, Mr. James.
Yeah. Quick question: do y'all get stage fright?
What's that?
Except Mr. Steve.
What's that?
Stephanie.
Do you anybody
get stage fright?
I mean,
yes.
You look like you want to say something. The mic is really, really far from you.
And the reason why I was going to ask you with his question is because of what we said earlier. You said, "Does anybody get stage fright?" And I didn't hear anybody answer. But then there was a question of some nudity. Was it just all good, or was it just like and I don't mean to take your question away from you, but
I think we all want to answer that one. Go ahead, bro. Come on.
Is there stage fright? In the beginning, definitely. And I think when we get an audience in there, probably just after the first scene. After I get to that first scene, it'll be fine. And then maybe the first 2 shows that'll be there, but then after that, it'll be like rehearsals again. I'll just be rolling through. Okay. I'll get to. It won't be so much of an adrenaline rush, like, oh, the nerves, the excitement is going on. It'll be more like, I can lock in now, right? I felt this. I've been here. Let's go.
Right.
You know,
showtime.
Abby,
yeah, makes sense. Sure, makes sense.
Girl, it's not gonna bite you. You'll be all right. You'll be okay.
I don't really get it all that much. I did when I was like newer to acting. I think.
Don't say young.
Yeah.
Younger than what?
I can't say that in this room. I think what I go by if I am nervous for a show is like if I can sell them on the first scene type thing, I'm no longer nervous because I've already got that hook in them.
Okay.
Their attention's on the show type thing, and that it's the thing of the audience can boost a show if you just know that they're super invested in it.
Mhm.
And you can sometimes tell between audiences of like, this show was okay because the audience was like silent, didn't laugh at anything, or just wasn't interacting. But then shows where it's like the audience is just eating it up, it's like it gives back to the actors, which can help with stage fright.
Which can help with it. Okay, got it.
Nice.
Got it. Mr. Fox.
Oh, I was just writing the question down too.
Wait, she was going.
They gonna
She wanted to.
Keep writing.
Somebody-
I want to answer that.
You wanted to.
they're gonna they'll be
Tosh wants to
invested,
answer
alright.
too.
You want me to answer?
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering.
I can answer if you want to, but I was giving you some time.
Oh, thank you.
You're the one that prompted the question.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I actually went into acting because I had social anxiety and I wanted to overcome it. And so I was like, so I come from like generational like social anxiety in my family. And so being in school, you know, naturally I know how to give presentations and things like that. But I was like, at this stage of my life, like, what do I need to continue working on to like become like a whole person? So I'm doing the work in therapy. I'm doing all the things. And so I was like, I really loved acting when I was younger. I think I'm going to start doing it. It'll help overcome my fear of social anxiety. And so it has. Like I go to drama school as well as, you know, doing the play. And I'm noticing I don't feel it anymore at all. And so that was something like I don't want to say like I would say therapy intervention, well, it'll like exposure therapy in a way to like expose myself to the things that I'm fearful of so that I can become better at it. And it's been really helpful.
They got it easy in the play. That's why.
They got it easy.
If I had their roles, I don't know.
That's not true.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I have to agree with Malik on that one. I gotta agree with him. Man.
Why?
We have the easier
Ain't
roles.
nobody get naked.
Well, first,
I mean,
yeah,
taking
that's
off
what
clothes.
but also, and
I
it's
don't know.
not just the issue of being, as he said, vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's not just, he's also giving you something substantive.
Yeah.
I mean, when he is bare, I mean, literally
Like,
bare.
Look at Melissa's face.
Oh, we got
giving
another
you something.
We got another fan.
But I mean,
No, for
I mean,
sure.
he intellectually and emotionally, he is laying out something that, and that's why I think it's so important for people to come and hear him.
Yeah.
And even if you have to close your eyes to absorb it, so you ain't swooning.
Going through it.
Because I'm sure the brothers gonna have to close. The brothers will be like, yeah, I don't need to see that, but you need to hear what he's saying at that particular moment.
So,
But also, can I say something? But there's certain seating areas where you can sit.
Oh yeah, that social anxiety is taking over. Yeah, she doesn't have it no more. Kenny, wait a minute.
there is.
Hold
we
on.
do have, we have. It's on our website where when you buy the tickets, we do, you know, respectful and everybody's in the same place, like the show talks about. So we do have one designated seating area called in the Eilish section. That
The who?
The Eilish
Like
section.
Billie
So
Eilish.
yeah, so everything in the
What?
show with the character names and sections and everything has to do as an ode to famous people that are also in the battle for mental health proponents. We wanted to
Okay.
our way of saying thank you to them.
Uh-huh.
So we have that section for those who want a little bit less intense because it is an immersive. We are going to be in your face and doing things, and that's kind of what Steph was talking about. Is with Malik, he does get very vulnerable, and it is with the nudity, but it's because he's literally challenging everyone. Was like, hey, you want to talk about your addictions? You want to talk about your mental
Well,
health?
I
You want to
was trying to
overcome them?
bait him. I ain't trying to give him all of it.
I'm
Kenny.
not. Let me finish.
Hey, the director, step back. Hold on.
Yes,
Come
ma'am.
on, Kenny. Tell us more about Malik.
He can tell you about himself.
You
but
gotta come see.
yeah, you got to come see to see everything. But what I was going to say is, it's just like, you know, it serves a purpose because I know a lot of times we think about nudity and it's easy to like laugh or whatever. But A, it takes a lot of guts to do it, and B, especially in a role where you're doing about vulnerability, it's not just, you know, some shows like, oh well, we decided to put nudity here to gain audience, you know, or whatever.
Right.
Like it actually it challenges you in the way that it challenges him as an actor.
Yeah, it's not performative.
Yeah.
Did you want to ask?
I'm sorry.
That you wrote down.
Yeah. In the form of when you're playing your role, I speak to large groups too. I'm a counselor, mentor, but when I'm talking to kids, I gotta look them dead in the eye when I'm talking to them because I need them to know I'm talking to you. When I'm talking to men in the room, I make sure I stand up right, hands put up, because what I'm modeling. When I'm talking to, if it's a room and it's majority ladies, I lower my voice. I don't want to seem too like it's an attacking thing. With your audience, when you play your role, who are you looking at? I always wondered, are they looking at? Are you looking at something? Are you zoning out when you're playing your role? Are you looking at your audience or?
Oh, can I? Oh, I got. Okay, look. First off, this is not typical theater.
Right.
It's not a
This is
typical
an
theater.
immersive.
No, this is an immersive.
Okay, so
Which means that the audience is on the stage
Mhm.
with us.
Wait, what?
Does
that mean it's the circular room?
It's
So
it's.
the-
Go ahead, Kenny.
The audience is in the shape of an A. You will get
The audience
what A
is in the shape
yeah,
of an
and
A.
the plane space is all around the audience. Like as far as blocking goes, there is 8 different plane spaces within. They're behind you, they're below you, they're in front of you, they're to the side of you. Like you are walking into it because we want you to get what we're saying. Like you will not be able to fall asleep if you're tired.
Because if
like-
you do, I'm coming for
Oh
you.
yeah. He's in the audience the entire time as the voice.
As a voice?
His character's the voice. So, yeah, because like he said, he's taken on enthralled and he plays it great. He says the stuff that
This is different.
we want to see or we want to say, but maybe we filter ourselves. But then when someone else says it, you're like, oh, thank Jesus you did. Or like, really? Who would
Yeah.
say something like that? You would say something like that if you could. You know, like type situation with almost
Say
every
a
line
lot.
he delivers.
It's defined
Immersive.
immersive play. Okay.
It's an immersive theater.
Okay. Immersive
I've
theater
never
or
heard of
immersive
that,
play.
but
Immersive
I'm
theater experience.
intrigued.
Okay. Immersive theater experience. I like that. I never heard of this one.
I'm gonna take you to the immersive theater. We should all go.
I want to sit in a session where you can't see the stuff though.
No stuff.
No stuff.
Melissa's like, I want
Well, no, it's you,
section
though.
front and center.
Well, no, it's Ryan up here, but we don't need to see the stuff.
No stuff. Keep
I'm-
the stuff.
But I support your craft.
I mean, can I ask you a question? And in all seriousness, like, is your family coming to this play, and do you have apprehension about what you're expected to do?
Is my family coming to the play? Yes. Which family members? I'm not sure. Some of them,
Okay.
like I told some of my friends, they said, "Tell me about the next one," because they're not coming in. They said, "No, I'll come to the next show."
Okay.
Now, what was the second part? What did you say?
Are you apprehensive about what it is that you're expected to do if, in fact, someone who knows you actually comes in and sees you bucket naked in front of them? Like, are you apprehensive? Like, does that induce some sort of embarrassment, or how are you coping with that?
Definitely, and I would say part of it has been just it comes in waves. So sometimes it's like, they say, "Oh, make sure you're sharing the QR codes. Make sure you're telling everybody about the dates." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not telling nobody. I'm trying to just get through this one and try to get my way through October." But then other parts, it's like, yeah, come see what I'm doing. And because it's not just about me, but it's like, I think about how everyone has an A, and I'm like, there's so much communication within my own family that maybe we don't talk about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So maybe, hopefully, this could open the door to that.
Gotcha.
And then, yeah, I mean, the nudies is going to come and go. Like I've dropped the towel so many times thus far. It's kind of like easy in rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
So
how many, what's the
it's out there.
capacity of the theater?
We 58 with an overflow of 12 if need be for people to show up the door.
So it's pretty much a intimate space.
Right, because we want it as an immersive. Like you can't do
Gotcha.
immersive if you're like somewhere like the Crest Theater,
Yeah.
something like that. Like it's at the Clara, the annex in downtown. So you'll walk in, you'll see the seats, and then depending on which ticket that would dictate which section you go to, and it's kind of free for form. Like the sections have anywhere from 7 to 12 seats per section, unless you get the VIP, which is only 4 seats. And the VIP is like, because like I said, it's a stage to an A.
Mhm.
The VIP is like the crosshatch in the A. So there's 4 seats that are like literally directly in the middle of everything, not to the side where the actors are going around you. Like you are in the show the entire time, whether you want to be or not. In these chairs.
I'm gonna share this with my mother's group. We gonna sit in the dash. Melissa, why are you looking stressed out?
No, I'm not stressed out. I'm not stressed out. I love theater and love performance arts and being on stage. And so I have a question. Why immersive theater? Because I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen a show that is specializing in immersive theater. So why did you choose that for this specific show? Because I know you said you've worked on different shows before, like 20 to 25, right. But why specifically immersive theater for this message?
I think for me, it was just the next step in communicating with this show that I've been working on so long for, the better part of 13 years now. Because one thing in theater, there's this concept called the fourth wall. And pretty much what that is that they're supposed to be where there's an imaginary wall between you and the audience where, it's kind of like their safe space, so to speak. But in everything I've ever produced, from A Few Good Men to Take Me Out to other shows, I've always found ways to put the actors in it. Because like I was saying earlier, I don't think people go to theater, they want to or not to be in that safe zone too much. And so since this is such an important topic with mental health and addiction, and even as we call it, just that ability to manage or learn how to manage or be on the journeys together, it only made sense for me to take the next step. So instead of having like, oh yeah, a couple of scenes will take place right here in the jail in the middle audience, like for A Few Good Men, it's like, no, the entire thing's going to be immersive. So most immersive theater, there's two types. We're doing an actual presentation. So those are a little bit more of the in your face, but have a certain value, and so people usually enjoy it. If you can just get them over that hump to go. And then the other type, you could like an immersive haunted house and Halloween. It's like their job is just to scare you. But right, but their job is to scare you. Their job's not to show anything. And that's where immersive theater comes from. Is that this is actually, so you have no choice but to be a part of it. You have no choice but to listen. You have no choice but to feel something, even if you think it's the worst show ever, which hopefully you don't. But like I said earlier, you can't fall asleep. Like, you're going to feel something from what these characters are interacting with you. You can't hide in row number 26 from the stage where we don't see you, because as actors and performers, we have enough hard time seeing you anyways, because the lights are right in our face. But in the immersive aspect of it, we have to look beyond ourselves to make sure we are outreaching and connecting to each and every one of you. Because if you are in the audience of A, you will be interacted with in some capacity at some point, multiple times probably.
I think Melissa loves this idea. I think she's gonna come and see the theater when you tell us when is it premiering and how long is it running?
It's running Thursday through Sunday. It premieres on Friday, October 10th on Mental Health Awareness Day.
Come on.
So it'll go from the 10th to the 26th. And then we have 3 preview performances, the Saturday, Sunday, and the Thursday before that. So the 4th, 5th, and 9th.
So this week?
Yeah, 4th and 5th, this Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Melissa, you down for a preview?
Let me check my schedule, and I will get back to you. But yeah.
Mr. Chastain, you have a question you want to ask?
I didn't.
Oh, you were just writing?
Yeah, I'm writing.
Okay.
I was trying to take the notes.
James, do you have one?
No.
Mr. Fox?
I think what you're doing is very unique. One of the things I learned when I was going through counseling was they said everything's all good until you try to counsel a friend or a family member. And when specifically speaking about triggers, or the A's as you call them, it's always somebody sharing their personal trigger, but it is not easy to engage somebody else to bring out their trigger with you as well. And as you speak of this emergent theater, immersive, I like it. I never heard of it. I thought you guys were doing a regular play.
I did too.
Yeah, you just told me you was in the play. Now you made it more interesting.
Oh, wait.
But I was already interested. I didn't know what an immersive play theater was. You didn't break it down for me.
But bro, if I'm gonna be in it,
I was coming just because you was there.
Be different.
But this is different, and but like I said, what makes it uniquely different. What makes it uniquely different is because you're doing it in an immersive way with triggers. That's an outreach that has to go with that, and the connection that goes with that, and it's mental health, and that's big, man.
And let me tell you, this is another cool thing about this show, because where I come from directing before this, because this is actually my Sacramento debut as a director as well. I was born and raised here.
Congratulations!
Absolutely.
Come back for life circumstances and things of that nature, but Where I come from previously, if you asked the actors to do anything outside of going on stage for, however long, it was like, oh, no go, I'm done. One of the things that this entire cast is rallied around, unless they're talking behind my back about it, is at the end of every show, we are having what's called a safe space, because we realize that the topics and stuff presented might trigger someone or just get something, hey, I'm really feeling like this right now because I saw this. So there's no time limit, but after the final bow and a couple of things, like we literally will just all be out there with what we're talking about, an ear to listen, if nothing else. And I have numbers that will be posted on the around the theater and stuff. So if someone does have, unfortunately, something a little bit more than whatnot, we will make sure that they can, right then and there, we can help them. Otherwise, we're kind of being hypocritical and not practicing what we're preaching this entire immersive about.
Make sure you take our number down there too.
Okay.
Count us in on that battle.
The last thing I would ask, it says, what do you think theater and art uniquely bring to the conversation around healing and breaking stigma that other platforms can't?
Well, in our sense with immersive, it's because you can't hide. Like Steph has said, if you're, whatnot, he'll be there if no one else. I have already been directing my cast, and they've been very open to it because of the importance of this piece, and just with what it could become with someone who sees it, is that if there's something that's not looking right, we're going to take care of them, whether it be maybe make fun of them more to bring them back in because maybe they're like, oh, this isn't for me, whatever. But then also the signs, like if there's something's going on, like, hey, let's draw them out. Like I said, we have the safe space. I have the poster numbers. I purposely am having my stage crew, which is me and hopefully 2 other people, that we will always be available, because with me running tech, I'm right there as long as they have my cues. I can help the people that need to. And if we miss a cue because of that, it's going to be well worth it. Like it's kind of like one of the reasons I'm doing this show and telling my story, or part of my story, and incorporating things, is because I don't necessarily want people to feel abandoned like I was. I don't want people to feel like that they don't have an important part in the journey with who they're around. And perhaps most importantly is to know that, coming to see A is just another way to learn something about yourself. Because a lot of times, we don't want to be that bookstore, sit behind a desk or whatever, but performing arts is a great way to experience things. You go see a show that's established, like I keep coming back to A Few Good Men or Last Days of Scare, because I've done them a couple of times as a director, but you go there, you're getting something from it, whether it's something about the military because of how it was, or something about Judas being on trial or whatever. But, when you go to theater, there's something that no movie, no real life can capture. And that is that it's right there in front of you and you can't hide from it. You can mask your life. You can mask what you're seeing on the screen. But when you're performing, you don't get that option, because if the cast is doing their job, which I know we will be, you're not going to have time to think of anything of how to get out of it. You're going to think of ways to be a part of it, part of the movement.
All right, so I got 30 seconds for each of you. Tell us why we need to come see A.
I'm gonna be last. Abby.
I think that it is very, I think it's very informational on just everybody is going through something, and there's never, what's the word?
I'm gonna put her on the spot, y'all.
My bad. It's never too late to help somebody out. There's always a chance that you can reach out to somebody.
Okay. Tosh, why should people come see A?
To come see the cast, of course.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But I think it's important. It goes back to mental health stigma and ending it, right? So it's like come and learn about mental health in a different way. I really like that Kenny did like non-traditional, or maybe non-normalized addiction. And so kind of like we mentioned with the with cell phones or media or whatever, I think that's like really important for people to see like examples. So ending the stigma, maybe sharing, like maybe there's someone that that really needs to see the play too. So after you see it, then you can kind of share you know, in that too. But I think it's just really great. And support the arts. Like, we need the arts to stay around. Like, visual performing arts is really important as well.
Malik, why should people come see A?
So I think people should come see A because, you know, there's a great message in the show and it needs to be heard. And at the same time, it opens that door. It opens the door for conversations to start if they haven't already. And you're able to recognize, or at least hopefully you gain from it, the recognition, right? The concept that it's not always as black and white as it's almost made to seem what it looks like, right? Sometimes it's very gray, and it's probably more gray than it is black and white. And you'll see things, maybe you'll hear things, right? And you'll find out how it connects into your life, into the lives of your loved ones.
Gotcha. Steph, I'm going to end on you because we got 22 seconds left. Why should we come see A?
Because I'm in it.
Boom.
I'll tell you that's what he told me.
No, look, there's so much denial and so much ignorance, and I mean that in the clinical sense, about what people are experiencing alone.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity for you to see some of that portrayed out in public. So hopefully it will elevate your awareness and you can see some of the things that you may have traditionally been ignoring, and it'll help you reach out to somebody so that they know that they're not alone, not ever. And I think that's the most important thing, is that people know they're not alone.
So A is coming to the Clara.
Yeah.
And we're going to put the mic on you. You're going to tell them it premieres when, and they have preview shows. Give us all that information one more time.
So it's at the Clara next. If you type in Clara downtown, you'll go right there. Just go to the back side, the 25th and End side. It's the only standalone building on the entire campus. The world premiere is on Friday, October 10th, and will run through Sunday, the 26th for the initial run. And there are 3 preview performances, which will be this upcoming Saturday and Sunday, the 4th and 5th. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, there's an 8:17 p.m. show. 8:17. So I said everything's about addiction. Even these start times have to do with statistics of mental health that we share in the play.
Okay.
And then the Sunday preview performance and all Sundays will start at 6:22 p.m.
Oh,
instead of traditional 6:30.
So y'all heard from the cast themselves. Y'all, we need to go and support the arts, and we need to go and figure out how we're going to be a part of A. The world premiere, like he said, is on October 10th. And if you're feeling froggy and you want to leap, you can catch one of the preview performances this weekend at 8:17. So with that, we're going to hit y'all with the peace sign. Before y'all go ahead and hit them with the peace sign. We'll see y'all next week right here on Black versus Board of Education. Peace.
Appreciate our time. I would love to shake everybody's hands and just get some good, all that. You know, where we going.